Hi, this is Barry Enerson from the Trade Ideas Live Trading Room. It is Friday, April the 10th. This is the address to get into the room, and you can log in with your Facebook or your Twitter account. All right, I have to get to a trade that I'm in right now. Hey, it's working out great. When I left the room, I said that I would be taking this trade if it could pop above. Well, actually, I said this area here, but I also said if it sort of flagged a bit and then we got some volume, that I would take the trade. And I am in right now at 40.23, and so I will have to keep watching it to see what happens with it. But originally, when I was going to go over this trade, this was going to be I was going to talk about this as being a very frustrating trade, one that we watched for a long, long time. It came on my bouncers list, LPLA at 40.30. It fell a lot further than that. But we kept watching it and watching it and watching it and watching it. And I took the trade originally right here at $40.04. And I watched it get this tremendous pop up to 40.42, but then it fell right back down again, and I ended up selling right here at my buy-in at 40 for $40.04. So uh, again, originally the script was going to be that this was just a really frustrating trade. But now it's turning into not a bad one. Let's see, 40.23 I'm in and 40.58. So I will have to keep an eye on it. I've got another chart on another monitor, so I will keep an eye on it over there. All right, let's take a look at the other trades that I did today. GE had some news yesterday about a massive buyback, and it really juiced the stock. This is the pre-market, 7 a.m. All the way to here. This is the opening volume bar, and it got as high as 28.22. So I actually, let's see here. This came on my optimized, one of my optimized strategies, GE. This is my custom strategy. 27.59 was the buy, and so I took the trade at 27.64, and I rode it up to. I sold some at let's see, 27.91. It was having a tough time getting through the whole number of 28. And then as it came back down again, I took the rest out at 27.85. And I can see now it did break the whole number, but kind of meandered, well, consolidated for quite a while here. But certainly the easy money was here, and then now this is kind of the tough money. Of course, it may have a big run at the end, but who knows? So that was GE. Now, DCO was, and I've left a lot of money on the table on this one, but this was an interesting one for me. I don't typically do this type of a trade. DCO, I actually found it because in the pre-market, I also, I take a look at the earnings, companies that are doing earnings or have had earnings, and this had earnings, I think it was yesterday afternoon, so after the market closed. And it had earnings of 46 cents a share, and I guess the expected was 29 cents a share. So it's a huge, huge beat. However, when I looked at the daily chart on it, we have an hour and 20 minutes left in the market. It still is only traded 156,000 shares. Yesterday was 123, and after that, I mean, it struggles to make over 100,000. So, as a day trader, you're always looking. You need liquid stocks. I mean, you want to get in, and then you want to be able to somehow get out. But this just seems so attractive to me with this massive earnings beat, and I thought that because there weren't a lot of other earnings plays today, that maybe this would capture the attention of a lot of people who look for earnings plays. Certainly, the existing shareholders would have to be ecstatic, so maybe they would, be getting in. And anybody new, again, like myself, who just happened to see it, I've never even heard of this company before, would get very interested in it again on a light earnings day. So with that in mind, I was able to get some here at 28.95. I watched this big candle, a pullback down here, and then on the pop. The spread was challenging, but I say I did take it underneath the whole number, and I sold right here at 29.85. See right here is 30. It was having a tough time getting through 30. I was just really worried. I mean, the volume, I think when I took this trade, it was like 30,000 shares, which I rarely, rarely, rarely do. So I was just afraid that if it ever lost some steam, that I could get left holding the bag as it was coming down. So now I'm just looking at LPLA, making sure that see it's come back just a little bit. Okay, I still have to have an eye on it. But anyway, I exited there, but and because of what else I do in the room, this is no excuse, but I really should have been watching it right here on this on the break of 30. This is a beautiful break of 30, a little pullback here, and then it's actually broken 31. So I have definitely left a lot on the table on this one, but it was an interesting trade for me, and nonetheless, to take something that has very, very little volume, but just a great earnings beat. Now, let's see, DXCM. DXCM, this was a bit of a frustrating one for me. When I looked at this one, this was on my lifetime's high alert list, and you can see it actually. I had an alert at 66 and one at 67, and so I'd already missed the one at 66, and so I ended up taking the trade right here. I decided to get into it at 67.54. Excuse me. On this little break here, I was a little bit late, but it actually popped up to 67.75, and I thought it was really going to be on its way, but it did start coming down, and so I exited the trade for a little loss of I think that's 67.48, and it came back down all the way, actually almost down to 66, but I see that it has resumed, and I received another alert on it at 68. So a bit frustrating that I didn't take it when it broke the first time, the first alert that I got at 66. And this, I would say, is more of a bit of a revenge trade that I, got in very late, but just had that look of something that was going up. It's in healthcare sector, IBB. Let's take a look at IBB. It's very strong. Let's take a look at the daily on it. It's starting to you see, here's the top when everything was unbelievable for all the biotechs in the health or the healthcare sector, and then we had these horrible days right here. We look like we put it in the bottom right there, and now this day has taken out the high right there. So it looks like we're somewhat back on track. It's up $4.42. We look like we're somewhat back on track. So hopefully it continues. Let's see, what was the other one? I did have a couple other trades, RDC and NRZ, but they were basically, pennies. I made a little bit on RDC and a little bit on NRZ, but they were just pennies. And LPLA, what is it doing? Uh, yeah, it's coming back a little bit. If it breaks down a little bit more, I may have to get out of the trade. Just have to see. Yeah, I'm going to wind this video down so I can pay a little more attention to it. I don't want it to completely collapse. I would really love for it to, break, consolidate a little bit here, break above 60 and resume. But, what I like and what is going to happen are maybe two different things. But nonetheless, I mean, I'm in at 40.23, so certainly not going to lose any money on this because I'll certainly get up before then. But anyway, it paid to watch this all day long. I mean, on a day that I didn't see a lot of continuation, I had said in the room, excuse me, that we should be watching some of these all day long because you never know at what point they're going to finally break out. And again, it's not like it's a huge breakout here, but it's not a bad one. All right, that's it. Let me just bring back the cover page. Here again is here's the address to get into the room. Signing in with your Facebook or your Twitter account will get you in. And I hope to see you in the trading room on Monday. Excuse me, everyone. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.